Hey there everybody, welcome back. It is me, Apex Predator here again. I am sorry for the hiatus. I know it's been a very long time. It's been about 3 weeks I think since I last uploaded a video, so I am sorry about that. It's not even that I didn't have the videos. I had a couple, but I'd even made the videos and everything, and I don't know, I just didn't really feel like there were anything worth uploading. And then once it got to like a week, I was like, well, I don't want to upload that now after this break. If I want to upload a video, it's got to be quit good. But anyway, we're going to hop into this daily race C now. It's a Group 2 race. I'm using the NSX, and it's at the Blue Moon Infield A track again. It seems to be a bit of a favourite of mine, this track. I seem to do quite well at it. I do enjoy driving it. It's a nice track, really fast corners. So you've got a couple of minutes. I'm just going to do some laps. I'll talk you through some parts of the track that I was struggling with the car. And yeah, there's loads to talk about. I mean, lots has been happening in the Gr2 world. This weekend saw the first round of the Gr2 World Tour. I believe that's what they're calling it, the FIA affiliated esports event. And yeah, I thought it was really successful. I really enjoyed watching it. The live stream I thought was great. I thought the commentary was great. And I thought the coverage was great as well. For their first dabble into the arena of esports, although they've done GT Academy, of course, successfully for a few years now, but I don't think that's really had the. I don't think they've live streamed GT Academy. I may be wrong about that, but I don't think it's had the sort of the esports push that they've been emphasising on this event. Anyway, if you've not seen it, I'll put a link to one of the streams on YouTube in the description, because I think it's worth watching, you know, especially if you like the franchise and you like racing. I mean, I've had some friends watch it. I was sharing it, so like I said, I thought it was really good. And I've had friends that don't play Gr2, and they don't really, not that interested in Gr2, but they like racing and they enjoyed watching it. And similarly, I had friends that don't like racing but kind of like gaming, and they really enjoyed watching it as well. It's made them more interested in racing. So I think it's just been really positive all around. I was impressed with the little goodie bags that all the drivers got. The little Puma racing boots, they looked really cool, the jackets and everything. I just thought it was a really nice event, and I think everyone there did the game proud. You know, I thought they were good ambassadors. There was, you know, some good racing as well, some questionable moves, but you know, the guys had a lot to cope with. Going out there on new rigs, new setups, new wheels, new pedals. They're racing in boots as well. I'm sure most don't normally race in racing boots, so that's something to adjust to. There's a couple of guys who went out there, who qualified for the event using a controller, and so they're using a wheel for the first time. And there was also apparently there was a new tyre physics model that they were using as well, so we had to adjust to that as well. So I think they all did really well, and I recommend you give it a watch if you haven't already. I had intended to, because the only reason I had this qualifying session up, because it was only a few minutes, I had intended to talk through a few little areas where I was struggling in the lap, so where to watch out for in the race, but I've ended up just spending the whole time talking about that Gr2 live event, but never mind. Basically, all I was going to say really is that hairpin that you can see there. I was just struggling getting on the... Is it that? No, yeah, it's not that one, sorry, that's the first hairpin, isn't it? The end of the lap, that complex, I was really struggling in qualifying, getting on the power coming out of the penultimate corner. So not that last corner where you attack the curb as you get onto the banking, just the one before it, that double left-hander. The second part of the double left-hander, I was really struggling getting on the power. Obviously because you're in second gear in this NSX with a bit of lock on the steering wheel, because you have to be getting on the power if you want to be doing it early. You've got a bit of lock on still. Anyway, look what's going on ahead. There's 3 cars wide here. There's not really much room for 3 cars into here, and look, 2 of them go off the track. So I'm being cautious here. I can see all this happening in front, but I've got the guys in the back hassling me. This guy's gone off, just miss him there. Look, but we've got guys all over the back, because it always happens. There's stuff going on in front of you, so you be a bit cautious. You can almost guarantee the guys behind aren't doing the same thing. Anyway, we got a little penalty there, because I think there was 2 guys up the inside of me into the hairpin. Couldn't do much about it, not going to worry about it. It's only a second, it's an 18 lap race, let's just get on. See what we can do. So, third at the moment. As I just said, it's an 18 lap race, but fuel's not really an issue. You can get, even if you drive flat out for 9 laps, you'll pretty much get together. In the NSX, I don't know about the GTR actually. But as I've said before, even if you can drive flat out, to the halfway point in the race, it's still beneficial if you can do that distance and use less fuel doing so, because you'll be in the pit for less time. So if you see me short shifting or lifting, that's why. I found that corner was a good opportunity to fuel save. Because in qualifying I was on the brakes to get the nose turned in, but in the race it's an easy just sort of lift and sort of coast the car into that corner. Save a little bit of fuel doing that. Cautious on the brakes here. And the other thing to mention with this track is it's very hard on the right hand side of the car's tyres. So because you're turning left for most of the lap, and some of them are really fast. So you'll see cars start to struggle through this corner because you're leaning on that right hand side, and of course the first corner. So I'm not going to be attacking the first corner as aggressively as I could, because I'm going to be trying to save the tyres. But I can't do much fuel saving at the moment. We attacked it a bit too much there. But yeah, we've got a bit of pressure from behind, so I could do with trying to pull a bit of a gap here. But you can see that GTR is right in the mirror. Had to close him down a bit firmly there. I'm not going to defend this too hard. Yeah. Yeah, look at the throttle. So cautious. First and second have had it coming together. So we've nabbed second there, look, and it's so lucky for us. So not only have we nabbed second, and first is closer, it's also meant that the guy who was in second is battling with that GTR that was pressuring us from before. So this is an absolute boom for us here. So look, no fuel saving, no tyre saving, let's just crack on now. Try and pull away from that GTR that was hassling us. Still taking it quite, or trying to at least, take it quite cautious into that corner. I'm not doing very well in that corner so far. I think most of the race as well I'm going to be lapping 102s, whereas in qualifying it was consistently 101s, 101s, 1 minutes. I don't know how you say that plural smoothly. Yeah, 1 minute deads, but predominantly 1 minute ones. But not in the race. So ginger around there and here. Onto lap 5 now. So you can see tyres are still in pretty good shape, but you can start to see the right side wearing more quickly than the left side. We're just at about half a tank of fuel as well, so we're fine on fuel. You might see me as I remember doing it for a little bit in the first stint. I thought, well, what I could be doing, because I'm struggling to get on the power in this infield section here. So this hairpin here and the double left-hander. All through here I'm struggling to get on the power, so what I could really be doing is adjusting the fuel mix, making it a bit leaner, so maybe running about 3 or even a 4 or a 5 if I was really paying attention and wanting to, and then obviously changing it back to 1 out of the complex before you get to that last corner, just so you've got full power all the way down the straight. If you were in slipstream you wouldn't need to do that, you could maybe flick it back to 2 or something, just so you don't lose the slipstream, and then play around with that dial depending on how close in the toe you are. But I don't have a slipstream, and my dial's a bit funny as well. You might see it in the video. Sometimes when I turn it, it's hard to make it do what you want basically. If I'm trying to turn it a small amount, it could go free the other direction, you know. It's a bit funny. So I don't really tend to play with the fuel mix too much, but if I want to get faster in the longer races, it will be something that it could be beneficial. Catching P1 a bit here, so I think either me or the NSX is a bit better on tyres, although I am really struggling with rear traction in that infield bit. Maybe not so much. In the next couple of laps it's going to get tricky, although the tyre wear's not too bad. Yeah, so here I've gone to the fuel mix. I think I'm probably just checking if I'm good for fuel. But yeah, you in most of the race seeds you can drive flat out, as I say. I think I've already said, and you'll be fine for fuel. But if you can save it, it's worth doing. Hello. That's the cat again. What's up, Nala? Oh, she's a bit chatty. So I want to start pushing now because I think it's getting near the end of the first stint. And there's no point saving your tyres if you're going to be coming in the pits in a lap time. So I can start to push a little bit, but it's just so hard through here. And yeah, you can see I've done the fuel minutes, but I want to change it back to 1 here. Yeah. Really cut that corner, I hit the wall. So yeah, struggling with the tyres a little bit, but it's okay, we're near the end of the stint. And I think everyone around me is struggling more, so we're fine. Catching P1 a bit, no pressure from behind. None of what? Not pushing too hard, just trying to drive nice and cool. I do really enjoy this NSX. It's just so nimble. Really nice to drive. So P1's gone to the pits. So yeah, he's got less fuel. You can see he's what was he on 8 litres, 8%, whereas we've got a bit more than that. So he probably didn't have enough to do another lap. So he's pitted a lap early. Really, he's going to struggle to go the distance in the second stint because his second stint's going to have to be 10 laps. Something. Hold on, I'm just going to let the cat out. Whereas everybody else who's pitting at half distance, it's just going to be 9 laps. So he's going to have a quick in-lap though, because we're all at the end of our tyres, maybe trying to fuel save a bit as well, whereas he's going to be flat out on fresh tyres, not really bothering about fuel saving. Yeah, tiptoeing through there. And into the pits. And you can see the diamond's pretty much at the end of the full tank anyway, so because I've not got the slipstream, we're not really fuel saving that much. But more than the guy in P1, crucially. So there you go, he's back in P1, he's got quite a nice gap, it's about 5 seconds. But that's cool. I'm not going to push hard and burn my tyres early in the stint just to try and catch him. Him having this gap on me at this stage in the race, that's perfectly fine. It's part of my plan as well. So I don't need to blow my plan by trying to attack him prematurely. Ooh, twitchy through there. Just need to drive my race and knowing that he's going to be struggling towards the end of the race. Because he was struggling towards the end of his first stint anyway, and that was on 8 laps, wasn't it? So he's definitely going to be struggling on this 10th lap. That bump in that first corner is so unsettling on this car. You see what I mean about just sort of lifting and coasting through that bit there, just to save a bit of fuel. So close to the grass as you want to be there. I had to come off the throttle, which isn't ideal. Here I'm just trying to manage the gap to the guy behind, really, and obviously make sure that the guy in front's not gapping me massively. As long as it's coming down a few tenths left, that's okay, because I'm expecting it to start to come down quickly from around probably about 14, 15, but we're closing in a little bit here anyway. My main concern is circling that penalty. I need to make sure that the gap to the guy behind me is at least a second. I wasn't sure what to do because I've not played the game for a while. Normally I'd just take that penalty to the line. I know it won't be 0.9 or 0.8 or whatever it's at the moment, it will go back up to a second, but I was thinking, is it going to make it more than a second because I didn't serve it? I think that might be a thing. If they do want you to serve your penalty rather than take it to the line, I think. So I wasn't sure if I crossed the line if it would still be a second penalty, or if it might have been like a 5 second or a 3 second or something like that, so I did think it was probably best if I served it. But I was aware that to serve a 1 second penalty, you're going to lose more than 1 second probably to the guy behind, so I sort of had that in the back of my mind as well. Because I didn't realise that the guy behind me has a penalty. Pretty sure he does. I don't know if you can see it in the replay. It would be nice if, because one thing that I liked about the coverage of that World Tour thing, the driver name on the left, if they had a penalty it would be red. That'd be quite a good way, I think, of just, as well as the symbol that they have in game. I do like that as well. It's a good new addition. So if the driver's got a penalty, they've got a big red penalty thing underneath their PSN ID. I think that's quite cool. But it won't show in the replay, I don't think, so we can't tell. So nearly on lap 15, which is when I want to be sort of starting to make some big inroads into P1. Tyres are still looking pretty good though. And as I said, the way to look after your tyres is to don't lean on them too hard there, and also into turn 1. Watch my braking put into turn 1. I'm probably not going to be anywhere near full braking put. And see if you can listen to the tyres as well as we go into turn 1. They shouldn't be squealing. You see, that's about as much as you want to be pushing them. If you start leaning on them much more, you can put a bit too much heat into them, and as soon as that happens, you're just taking off, burning through more tread. And then on this bit, the way you're going to burn through your tyres is by being too eager on the throttle and spinning up the rears. So again, just gingerly Right, 3 to go. The P1's still a bit too far in front for my liking. And P2's quite close as well with that penalty, so it's not looking too good. Good turn 1 there though. And we caught the wall a bit though, that's a shame. I was going to say pulled in P1 quite a lot through that turn 1, so I think his tyres must be really struggling with the right hand side of his tyres now. Nice and calm through there. Slow is fast, remember. Sort of. Nice through there. And yeah, we're really starting to pull him in now. Just need to make sure fuel's okay. So I'm starting to push a bit now. 2 laps to go. Yeah, fuel just about looks okay. Hello, Nala. Want to be in the toe for his last lap if I can. And then he pits anyway. So yeah, because he didn't pit at half race distance, it was always going to be really hard for him, without slipstream as well, to make that strategy work. He needed to have been fuel saving hard, and I guess he wasn't, so there we go. Now where I need to pull away from P2 or serve his penalty. So I haven't really quite realised how close he was. And it's happened to me the last time I did a Group 2 race, because the cars are so fast. I look in my mirror, I see how far back he is, I think, oh yeah, I've got time to serve his penalty. So I tried to go deep here and serve it. It didn't tick for ages, and then suddenly he got really close in the mirror. So I'm going to have to get going again, but luckily he had a penalty as well. Just noticed it there, I think, yeah. So he stops to serve his as well, so I can finish off serving mine. And then there we go. So a little bit of an anticlimactic finish, I suppose. 2 cars just serving penalties, but that's where we are. I don't know what I could have done to avoid that penalty. In hindsight, I suppose I could have given the 2 cars on my inside more space into that hairpin, but it's my hairpin to take, you know. I didn't really know there was 2 of them at my inside as well. I was just trying to drive the car at that point, but there we go. I suppose it's a good way to come back with a win. It's not going to be as long before the next video, don't worry. But I am still mainly just doing lobby karting at the moment. I'm not really doing too many dailies or FIA races or anything, but I don't know, I'll make some content. And like I said, I've got some videos ready to go, I just didn't think they were that great. But I hope you guys are all good, I hope you're having a good summer, and I will see you all again very soon. Alright, thank you, bye.